Hello, guys. Today we are having Mr. Siddhant Agarwal. He is currently working in Neo4j, and he is from Google and IBM, such kind of big giants he has worked in past. And today we are having him as our guest speaker at Amity University Bengaluru under Build with AI workshop. And this whole session is organized under Google Solution Challenges 2025. And hope along with the workshop, this session will help you enhance your skills and to enhance your career. And let's start with the podcast. So, you have an incredible career journey working with Google, Open Financial Technologies, Nodes, Neo4j, and IBM, such type of big giant companies. So, if you had to describe your journey in 3 words, what would be they? What are these?
Wow, that's a tough one. A bouncer at the start.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Even a Jenny, I can answer this. It's a
Yeah. So
it's a very personal question, and it can't be summarized in 3 words. Let me give it a shot. Okay, so one was resilience. Other one was restart, and third could be smart work.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sir,
So,
can you define restart? Like, kaisa tha?
so the journey has been kind of a roller coaster ride for me. It's not been that smooth as maybe for some. Uh, there have been times when I had to leave, like not times, but yeah, almost every time when I leave the job, I have to restart from scratch. I've done that in the past couple of times. So when I left IBM, I was idle for 6 months. Roughly, I had to restart everything from scratch. I left a startup. Then I had to restart things. I left Google. I moved to a very different domain, fintech. I had to restart everything because I mean the foundations were fine, DevRel, community building, but the domain was totally different, totally off. So I had to restart things and then learn. Then moving from open financial technologies to Neo4j, again another restart. Now technology was connected. I mean, you know that okay, there's AI, there's stuff, but the domain is totally new now. Graph databases was new to me. I'd never learned about graph databases before. Never worked on graph databases. I mean, for that fact, I had never worked extensively on databases and like except for the undergrad days. Um, so every time I kind of make a switch, it's kind of a restart for me.
Yeah, sir.
And also it's probably the fact that I want to make sure that I'm not repetitive and not doing the same things, but I can probably learn new if I'm coming up. If I'm joining something new, then I can learn new as well.
Yeah, so definitely it is motivational, and I think students also must learn from this. And let's move on to our next question. That is, how did you break into the industry, like in such big giants like Google, IBM, and what advice would you give to the students who are starting their career from the scratch? Like they are suppose in first year, how should they work on their skills?
Okay. So first thing is, I want to put it as a disclaimer. Do not follow anyone's footsteps. Taking inspiration is fine, but following it blindly is not the right way, not the optimal way. So, and that's what even I follow. I get inspired, I take inspiration, but I do not follow anyone's journey. Because everyone has their own way of looking at things, taking the journey forward. So, that's what my advice is also. Do not think that someone going into Google is the end of the road, or someone not going into Google is not good enough,
Yeah.
right? So I went to Google. doesn't mean that this was the end of life for me. This is the last thing. I probably want to explore more, right? So it was good. I mean, the experience was good. The learnings were there. Journey was amazing with IBM, with Google. Everywhere you have your own kind of ups and downs, even in your professional career. So keeping that aside, I mean, everything was amazing. Learned new. What you should look for is whether are you learning new or not, learning something or not in your job role. That's what I advise people, that if you are not passionate, not liking what you're doing, do not do it all. I do DevRel, I do community building just because I love doing this. Not because this is my job role, because I love doing this, that's why I'm doing this.
Exactly, sir.
Probably there could be a some day in future in my life, I don't know, could be, I don't know, when I would not like this job, maybe then it's a time for me to stop doing this, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure that I can inspire people, I can motivate people. That's why, or motivation is just another side of things, but I can just maybe educate people about a certain technology in a simplistic way. That's what I love doing.
Yeah.
The moment I stop enjoying that part, maybe I should stop doing.
True, sir. And let's move to the third question, that is getting into companies like Google is a dream for many students. What are some underrated strategies students can use to land internships and those kind of opportunities?
So, yeah, I mean, getting into Google is definitely a dream. It was a dream for me as well. I used to apply for internships at Google back in undergrad days. After graduation, I used to apply for jobs also, got rejected multiple times. Um, Couple of things, I mean, depend on the job role. It varies a lot. A couple of things which remain a bit constant is your computer science fundamentals, your data science, your data structures and algorithms, and your operating systems. So those regular computer science fundamentals which your faculties keep stressing about is actually true. And the reason is that this will not just help you crack the interview, but this helps in the job role actually later on. If people don't realize, they might not see it happening quite often. So you may not be every day working on an operating system problem, right? But the way you design a solution also reflects back whether you know this or not. If you know that this can maybe lead to a deadlock, you would avoid building a solution something similar to that,
Definitely.
right? Or if you have not learned about those algorithms, you don't know what is a depth first search, you don't know what is a breadth first search. You cannot come up with a solution and say that, okay, here this will work or this will not work, right?
Yes.
So maybe you will not be talking in the algorithm vocabulary, but you'll be talking in terms of solutions. But you would not know which one is right until you know that
Fundamentals.
fundamentals is clear, right? So that's my advice, is that make sure that your fundamentals are super strong, they're super clear. That will not go away anywhere, be it Google, be it any other company, it will not go away. Second thing is, and this applies for not just Google, but for probably almost all the companies that I'm seeing it as a trend. Make sure that you start engaging in the developer community, developer ecosystem. Typically, all the product-based companies are developer-focused companies like Google, Meta, Amazon. All these companies have their developer ecosystem as well. So they also offer various programs. Maybe they might not have something tailored specifically for your institution. Let's say Google has Google developer groups on campus. Maybe Amazon doesn't have that. Maybe Meta doesn't have that. But doesn't mean that you cannot engage with the developer ecosystem. So look for the developer ecosystem network that they have. Maybe they could be just doing it online. Try to engage in that ecosystem. It could be, let's say, a community forum, online community forum. Start reading what people are asking, start contributing, start adding things. So that's a good way to get recognized into the company. So you start doing those contributions, start doing those things. That's a good way or healthy way to get recognized. And when I say contribution, doesn't mean, I mean, I don't discourage a stupid question, but it also means that you should not ask for hello world. Right? So make sure that you are asking right questions, because the audience also, or rather the people who are going to respond, are also looking for something which is beyond just the hello world. I mean, hello world questions and answers you can easily find on public forums on Stack Overflow or anywhere, or even you have to do your own search for that matter, you can find that. So get yourself engaged. And third thing which I always encourage everyone, again, not respective to Google, but for any company, to help you get an internship or a placement, is to build your own open source portfolio. I made this as a mistake. I didn't thought about that direction. But reflecting back on it now, I say this very confidently. If you do not have it, it's very difficult for you later on. So I have started now, when I've started doing a lot of open source contributions on my own, started creating my own repos. Forking a repo is not a contribution, right? It has to go beyond that. So you should know the GitHub commands, be it GitHub, GitLab, whatever you're using, it's fine. You should know how to make an open source contribution. You should know, you should have an open source portfolio of your own. You should build projects. Again, it should go beyond the regular Hello World projects. So capstone projects are boring. Your like, I mean, back in the early days, 6-7 years back, people were just creating projects on Titanic sinking prediction, house rent prediction. I mean, those are boring now.
Yeah.
So get away from that. I mean, post it, keep it over there, but don't just get limited to that. You have to go beyond, come up with your own data set. Even if you're using some other data set, it should not be a very generic one. I mean, someone evaluating a profile should know whether your profile versus someone else's profile, how does it differ?
Exactly.
And nowadays, recruiters and people are noticing a lot on your profiles, social profiles, which is beyond your LinkedIn and your Twitter and everything, but they're looking for your actual technical contributions, right?
Yeah, sir. I think this is the first thing which students should be engaged in it. And building a project is not sufficient enough. We have to showcase it throughout the world.
Correct. Write blog, create a video, talk about it.
Yes.
You build something amazing, talk about it.
Yeah. And through that thing, we can engage with the developer community. This is the best thing.
Exactly.
These things I'm doing, and even I am enjoying it. Exactly, sir. So the next question is, if you were a first-year student starting your career from scratch today, what would you differently do? What would be your different steps in the industry so that you can be something unique?
One thing which I would do would be get more practical knowledge. I'll not say zero theoretical. Theoretical is needed, but more practical, hands-on knowledge. I still feel that was a miss back in my undergrad days. I kind of balanced between practical and theoretical, but there was also a part of me which was more inclined towards extracurricular, because of which probably I'll say 50% extracurricular and then 50% would be theory and practical combined. So ultimately, both of them would taking just 25% of my this thing. energy and time span and whatever it is. Um, I would rather focus more on practical aspect and then talking about it and like grooming myself to showcase it better. That's something which I learned over a period of time. If I was starting new, I would be better prepared, because now we already have tools which can help you showcase. If you're running out of ideas, it can even give you ideas. Okay, these are the ideas of how you can showcase it better, right? So yeah, I mean, currently, if I am starting new, I'll focus on more practical approach and then how to showcase it better.
Yes, sir. Suppose someone is learning C program, so they should engage in practical applications of C programs such as robotics and
Correct.
embedded systems.
Correct.
And they should build a project by embedding both of the things and building something new.
Correct. So, and that goes back to the point where I talked in the session today about the Mahabharata chatbot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, essentially, what I try to learn even till date is the effective way of storytelling. You build something, but you do not know how to communicate. You don't know how to showcase. You do not know why someone who's listening to you would be excited enough to listen to you. So that is something which I'm still like. I don't say that I'm an expert, but I still try to learn every day how can I better myself in the storytelling approach.
Yeah.
And that's what I would also advise, to learn or get yourself able enough to know how to communicate a story, communicate a project better, tell a story better.
And these things will help us in participating in hackathons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you're pitching to hackathons, you just have 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Whenever I go to hackathon as a jury, I get bored because of the fact that the people who are pitching in over there, the students or could be anyone, they're spending good 1 to 2 minutes in just narrating me the problem statement. I already know the problem statement. When I'm sitting over there, I'll already know the problem statement. I don't want you to tell me the problem statement.
Right.
I want you to tell me why you are solving this and what you are solving and how. So problem statement is known, but why that problem statement matters to you. So unless and until you communicate to me in that kind of a format, I might not be interested. And okay, fine, fair enough. So that helps a lot. So pitches get refined. Look at the startup pitches. How people pitch in 5 minutes. There's something called as a concept, which is still prevalent, is the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch as a concept came in, that how in less than 2 minutes you can pitch your startup. So the concept actually came in that you're in an elevator with a VC. You're starting from level 0. Your destination, both of your destinations is level 10. How from 0 to 10, while you're in the elevator, you can pitch your startup and your VC is convinced. That's the elevator pitch is all about, right?
And these things I have seen in Starbucks also. Like people just come and within 2 minutes they pitch their ideas in front of VCs and they get their fundings.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So next question will be based on skills and growth mindset. That is, what skills do you think are underrated but essential for students? I think we have got the same question.
Yeah, I mean, open source contributions, your own portfolio,
yes.
Showcasing it. Storytelling is very underrated. People don't consider storytelling as a...
that is important under personal development.
Correct.
And personality development.
I do not say that everyone is a good storyteller or can be a good storyteller, but you can try to be someone who can communicate well. So just be someone who can communicate well.
Yes.
It may not be a perfect storyteller. That's okay. It's totally fine.
So let's move on to the next question. That is, many students today are interested in Gen AI LLMs and autonomous systems. What is the best way to start contributing into this fields as a beginner?
See, there are two paths that you can go about. So one is, you can either choose a path of I'll also rephrase this. And there was another quote, something from one of the conference that happened. So a good friend of mine, he went on stage. He said, "I'm an ML engineer. I'm not an API caller, stuff." And I humorously, I was next after him. I just humorously said, um, I, I added a slide where I had ML engineer striked off and mentioned API caller. Right. So that's where coming to that you can be an API caller, you can be an ML engineer. Both of them, the job is going to be there. It's not that the API caller job is going to go away. The ML engineer's job is to make sure that the APIs are developed, and API caller also is needed to consume the APIs.
Yeah.
Why would an ML engineer build an API when nobody can consume an API, right? So you need both. You need to understand what and where you want to fit yourself to be. Why I'm okay to be an API caller is probably I don't want to invest my time and energy to build those
Build
APIs,
machine model.
build those ML APIs or build those algorithms, the backend. I mean, that's not my job role. But if you're interested, you can go in that direction as well. So for GenAI specifically, either you can go into the direction where you can be like a researcher, you're actually going to the depth of it and then understanding how the architecture works, transformers work, and then maybe come up with something new or just upgrade something which already exists. Or you can take the other path, which is you should know how to use these products well, right? I didn't build any of in my chatbot. I didn't build any of those APIs, but I should know how
to
to
use it.
use those APIs and when and where which API to be used, how the functions work, which one to use, when to use, where to use. So even if I had zero knowledge, if I had zero knowledge about how to use those APIs, the APIs are useless for me. Right? If I had even a basic understanding of how to use an API or how the structure looks like, I can probably go with any of the APIs. Today the API structure looks like this. Tomorrow it gets changed. We know this for a fact. In a library, something gets deprecated, something gets added. In an API also, some features get deprecated, some features get added. So you should know when to add, when to remove, what to do. If you don't know those stuff also, it becomes difficult for you to proceed. But overall, I'll still say have the basic understanding of how things work. So if you do not know in GenAI that a GenAI or LLM is generating a response, how it is generating a response, at least you should know that basics. I'm not saying that you can go into the depth of it and then try to understand each and every LLM's functioning. You can, it's up to you, but if you want to go for, but at least know that how the LLMs work and why the LLMs exist in the first place, right?
Yes.
So that's where the difference is, because in GenAI, LLMs are just going to change from one LLM to another LLM. The data set will just become huge. They'll just get trained on the new data set. So nothing new so far has been seen other than new innovations like graph rag or new innovations like agentic rag coming into picture. So either you can invest your energy in coming up with those innovative solutions which do not exist and kind of are impacting current progress, or you can just let someone create that and then use that in an efficient way.
Got it, sir. And what do you think is the next big breakthrough in AI industry that students must know?
I mean, it's tough to comment on it. I mean, things are moving super fast. In GenAI specifically, we are seeing a lot of traction towards agentic
Yeah.
applications, agentic RAG applications. This is another thing which I'm very fascinated about, to see how it gets progress is how you use this GenAI on an edge device, on a local device. So we know that you can run Llama, or any other models on Llama on local device, but then the challenge is either you use a, let's say Llama for that matter, either you use tiny Llama to run it, but then it will miss out on some things because it's a small footprint.
Yeah.
Uh, you want to run Llama 3 80 GB model, then there's no point, right? So what I'm curious to see is that how you can really run um, these local models which have bigger footprint but can be easily kind of um, put into a smaller footprint device.
Yeah.
It's a tough problem to solve. Again, you'll either come up with a smaller footprint LLM like Tiny Llama, but whether it's sufficient enough or not, that's something which I'm not too sure. So that's where I probably want to see the advancements as well.
And I think, yes, definitely students can get more opportunity regarding this stuffs. And what's something about AI that scares you? This is literally a very interesting question which I found.
I mean, to be honest, I am not too scared. Um, and this was probably 7 8 years back, or rather longer than that, uh, when AI was its kind of peak. I'm not talking about Gen AI right now. I'm talking about AI in general, was at its peak. Everybody was concerned AI is going to take over, it's going to take our jobs, and blah blah blah. Um, well, yes, the mundane tasks will go away. So that scares me, that if you are not upskilling yourself, you're not innovating yourself, then whatever you were doing can be taken over by AI and automated. In an automated fashion, it will run. So that is there. So that time also, I was pretty okay with the fact that um, it's up to us as the humans, as people who are building these AI systems, people who are building these AI algorithms or these LLM models for that matter, to put in some guardrails, put in some firewalls for the AI to not be fully autonomous, to make sure that there is always a human in the loop. The moment you remove a human in the loop, 100%, be it just one human in the loop, that is also okay. But there should be 1% of human
Human interaction in the
question should be added to that artificial intelligence. So that scares me, that you should not have a system without any guardrails. That becomes a tough situation to control.
Yeah.
Have a system with some guardrails. So yeah, that's what scares me. That we that's a responsibility on our hands. So I don't blame AI on this. To be honest, AI is not to be blamed. Why is AI to be blamed? And why are people who are building this AI to be blamed? Right? They build a
Basically,
system
yeah.
for goodness.
Yes.
You're using it for wrong. That's on you.
That's our problem.
And so humans have to think how they want to use the AI system or AI, whatever it is, model or whatever it is. So
Yes, sir. I think here is where social ethics and software engineers ethics comes into the picture.
exactly, because I mean, think about it. Though, yeah, the nuclear bombs were created for some other purpose.
Yeah.
You use it for a different purpose. That's not right. You're the guns were created for protection, not for killing someone,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So AI is created for making our life easier, not making our life difficult.
So I think that is the best example. So students can relate, and those people who are getting scared, they can relate
Correct.
this thing.
I mean, there are soldiers who are there on the border who are using guns for protection,
Yeah,
but then there are terrorists who are using guns for killing, to spread the terror. Same product, same thing, two different use cases
exactly.
based on two different mindsets.
Mindsets.
When you're interacting with someone who has spent good enough time in the industry, you need to articulate your questions also well, right? Otherwise, the person, no matter how down to earth he or she is, will still feel that I'm still tackling a hello world question,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So either you have good domain knowledge that makes the other person also excited enough to interact and have that conversation going with you, or you ask a random question but should be not a very stupid question, right? I mean, at least you should have done some research around it
Yes.
and why you're saying this, if you're saying it with conviction. So yeah, I mean, there's no direct answer to it.
It depends on the interaction and the way of approach.
Interactions, of how you're approaching. One way could be you build something on the technology in which that person is expert in or has an understanding of. So you've built something on that same technology, and then you're saying, "Hey, I built this," and that's probably also one of the good ways that would also I could suggest. You do this and say, "Hey, I did this. Can you take a look at it? This is a summary of it, and give me just a quick feedback." That's it. So it's much more easier. Let's say if you're sending this to me, saying that, "Hey, I built this on Neo4j. Can you take a quick look? Give me a quick feedback." I can give you. I won't mind, and that's the icebreaker,
Yeah.
right? But if you're saying that, "Hey, how to build this on Neo4j," or I mean, that's not a conversation starter.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I mean, I don't mind sharing with you resources, but if you're asking me on LinkedIn, "Hey, send me the resources for learning Neo4j," I will not respond. I will not say I will not respond, but yeah, I'll think twice before responding. Right? You have resources out there on internet. Internet is vast. You just go and do a Google search and ask resources for Neo4j. I mean, you'll get tons of them.
Yeah, without showing our efforts, we can't expect some higher personalities to interact.
And it's also
Yeah.
because of the fact that my bandwidth is low, and I'm not too sure what days my bandwidth is high, bandwidth is low. Most of the time, it's low. So if someone is asking me very basic questions, I would have to push them to somewhere else, and they'll say that, "Hey, probably you should go over there and ask over there." They are, I'll not say people who are free, but people who are much more experienced can answer you in a better way, right?
Yeah.
Unless and until if there's something which is coming in, that's actually valid for questions which are outside of my scope. So if you're asking me something very specific question and I don't know the answer, then probably I'll redirect you to somewhere else where you could get a better response, right? But if you're asking me something which you can easily do a Google search and find it, then probably why you're even asking me for that matter. That's not a conversation starter. That's not an icebreaker. Right?
Exactly. So the second question from networking is, you have worked on programs that have impacted over 3 lakh students. And what's one moment or a story that stands out in your mind?
One program which I'm kind of still has that goosebumps come in whenever I talk about it, as the Build for Digital India program, which I launched when I was at Google. I still remember the time back then. We had not envisaged that program to take that shape. Just a random Google Docs, turn it to a 6-month long journey, was something which was not thought before when we even started off. So we divided into 4 phases, and then we were tackling each phase as we go. Um, Absolutely no idea about how to execute this. Never done before. So that's one thing which I'm um, super vocal about talking about that program. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, rest was regular stuff. Work as usual. So that program actually stood out for me. Built for Digital India program. There's another one. We also launched 30 days of Google Cloud. But I mean, that's okay. If I have to put it in the order, I'll probably rate BFDI over 30 days of Google Cloud.
And the third question is, with your experience in building and scaling developer communities across various domains, what strategies have you found most effective and fostering engagements and long-term participations?
I mean, this is one thing which it kind of also relates to um, how to do DevRel better.
Yeah.
So my answer is that community building, developer relations is an art, and it cannot be taught.
Exactly.
It has to come from within. The word within this term, developer relations, the crux is relations. You should know the relation building process. So without the relationship building process, DevRel doesn't exist. Or I mean, you will do it, but you will not do it with joy,
Yeah.
right? So if you really want to do well in what you are doing, or you feel at least you should feel excited about what you're doing, is to make sure that you're nailing this piece of developers and building relationships with them well. So that's what I will say. So it's an art. I mean, you learn it over the period of time, you learn it on the go, but it cannot be taught.
And it should come from by heart.
Exactly.
That is what
I cannot
feel.
give you
Yeah.
do A, B, C things. This is a strategy. Go ahead, do it. It's done.
That's completely emotional thing which people should follow.
Exactly.
And the last and final question, that is, what's one career lesson you feel that you have learned in this journey, and it should be helpful for students, those who are listening this podcast?
It's the art of letting go. So a lot of times you feel you're passionate, connected with something, um, and then you're not getting success, or maybe you're getting success. Could be either of it. But then you get super engrossed in that activity. That is, someone tells you to part ways. You feel taken aback. So in those situations, what I learned over a period of time is to let go. It's fine. It's okay. There could be something better, right? So if this is happening, there might be some reason for it. Try to fight for it. I mean, not in a literal sense, but yeah, try to understand in a kind of in a way where you can convince yourself and say, yes, yeah, I mean, it's okay to let it go. Even if you're convinced to some extent, it's fine. Then you can say, yeah, it's okay to let it go. So there would be times in your life when you start your career, you'll probably be asked to move from one product to another product within a company. you'll feel that why this is happening, why I've been doing well in this product, why I've been put to this, maybe the product is shitty, for instance. So you'll be saying that why we moved to this product team, why I'm moving from here to here. So in those scenarios, you can always get that sense, get that feeling that this is not right, this is not the thing. So in those situations, I'll say, let it go. That feeling of not right, let go of that feeling. Just go with the flow. There might be something better written for you. Maybe that's an opportunity for you to improvise on the product,
Yes.
right?
And this line, the art of letting go, I think it will be in my mind till the death of and till end of my life, because this is the thing which I think will make us motivated and dedicated towards our work. So yes, so I think students have got answer to their questions, and thank you, sir, for your
Thank you.
valuable time. And that's it. The podcast ends here. Thank
Thank
you.
you.